And basically what we have here is guests that gives an opportunity to talk about something that they're passionate about. And I like the African proverb that says it takes a whole village to raise a child. And John F. Kennedy also said, that's not what your country could do for you, but what you could do for yourself. What you could do for your country. But what I really like is what a community could do for each other. And this is what it's about. And today we have a few guests here. And please introduce yourselves, where you're from.
Thank you very much for having us. My name is Dave Bernacchi. We're from Pets4Luv Foundation, an animal rescue in Westbury for cats and dogs. One of my volunteers.
I'm Tracy.
Tracy.
I'm Donna.
Donna, well, welcome. Glad to have you on board. So tell me, when did this foundation get started?
In 2008.
2008, so
yes.
It's 10 years.
Yes, 10 years. This is a 10-year anniversary.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, and we've been building up and getting larger. And for the last 5 years, we've been in the old Source Mall, which is now the Lesso Mall on Old Country Road in Westbury. And I mean, the reason that we're here is because, like I said, we've been there for 5 years. The company was purchased by another corporation a little over a year ago, and we had been promised another location to keep the animals within the mall, and they came to us in September and said that they changed their mind and they were going to not be renewing our lease.
Sorry to hear that. But tell me, and we're going to get to that a little bit later, but tell me a little bit more about what you guys do.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, we're a rescue for cats and dogs. At least 60% of what we rescue are pets that are handicapped, special needs, injured. When you come down, you'll see, and it's amazing to see because you'll see, three-legged cats, dogs, blind. And it's amazing to see how much they adapt so much better than us. They don't let it bother. And, we have three-legged cats that you'll see jumping around the rooms just like all the others. You wouldn't even know it till you see it.
There's no cages in this rescue. It's divided up into sliding glass doors. And
really?
all the rooms, there's about 6 rooms, and each room is divided by sliding glass doors, and the cats have free roam of the whole area. They're not in cages.
Right.
They're just out and about. So then they can get a feel for people that come in who want to adopt them, and vice versa.
And so, how do you get your get referrals? I'm assuming for the animals that you do get as far as rescued and so on.
Well, the way we receive them is we are known that we deal with the ones that we deal with. So we get a lot of calls from the community and from other rescues with injured animals. Like we just got one in a short while ago. We got a call from the Marriott in Uniondale, a cat that was actually picked up, grabbed by a hawk, and managed to get free, but got very injured. So we went down, we picked it up, gave it the medical. But that's what we base most of on. It's just an amazing feeling I can't even begin to explain when you bring them in, bring them back to health, and find them getting them into a forever home.
And she did get a forever home. This injured cat got a lot of TLC from us and a lot of socialization from us, and we got her an amazing home. She found an adopter.
That's fantastic. So normally, what's usually the time from the time that you get them, and hopefully by the time that they do get adopted?
It ranges. It definitely ranges.
Yeah. I mean, we unfortunately, some will get adopted amazingly within 1 or 2 weeks after we get them in, but we have a few that we've had there 5 or 6 years.
And we'll put them up on Facebook, Instagram, social media, and try to, just give the cats personality, and just try to tell people that you got to come down to match personalities.
Right, exactly. And how long have you been there?
3 years.
3 years.
Volunteering there 3 years. I also work for AHRC and Independent Support Services. So I work with disabled adults, and I'm going to say about 60% of our volunteers have special needs, and they absolutely love volunteering there. Donna's been a volunteer there. She goes to an AHRC hub site during the day.
Donna, how do you like working there?
I like working there.
Yeah.
I keep myself busy.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And how long have you been there?
3 years.
3 years. Oh, just as long as Tracy's been. That's fantastic. Who do you prefer better, the cats or the dogs?
the cats.
The cats. That's great.
She's really great with them too.
Fantastic. That's great.
Yeah, she gets fully involved with the socialization of them, feeding them. You like feeding them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is wonderful that you provide, it's an opportunity for working with, a population that, because I think it's mutual beneficial
Yeah.
for both parties, and that's fantastic. That's really exciting.
It
It
love
is.
it.
It's amazing to see
You
the
know?
There's also a
connection that's
different
there.
connection,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's very therapeutic in many ways. That's fantastic. So tell me, what you envision for this foundation. What's your dream?
Our dream would be to actually own our own building, so we could set it up the way we want it for the. If you come down and see it, it's like close to a home until they get their real home. You go when the dog runs, and there's couches and beds, and it's as close as possible. But we'd love to own our own building, and to be able to expand not only for the animals and the groups that we deal with, but we do a lot of community service with medical assistance programs.
Okay.
With the military and the seniors. If they have a pet that needs major surgery,
Right.
and they can't afford it, they'll come to us, and we'll take it to our vets
Do a
and
medical
have
assist.
medical done and pay for it, so they don't have to lose their animals. We also have a food pantry to help people who can't afford to buy food. This way, they can keep. If that's the problem, they can keep their animals. They don't have to get
Right.
rid of them because they don't have.
So ideally to have a building that's going to allow all the volunteers to still come and the babies to have a comfortable, really good, comfortable home and a safe home that's never going to be taken from them again.
Right. And these are all volunteers?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we're 100% volunteer based. There is no paid staff. There is no paid board members. Every dime that comes into the rescue goes to the animals.
How many of you are all together?
30? About 30?
Yeah.
Really? Wow. And what are your time of operation?
Well, the volunteers are actually there from 8:30 in the morning till 11:30, at least 11:30 at night.
Wow.
By
The
the time-
dogs have to get walked and last cleanings and,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
come back in the morning. We don't use mall hours like the mall would have. We have to stay there because the animals need to be walked.
Of course,
and
yeah.
then back first thing in the morning.
And do you have, I'm thinking of places or business that perhaps, donate, either food or supplies or anything like that? Do you work with certain groups?
We just have Amazon wish lists and Amazon, we have a wish list that we try to send out online. We have local Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts that have done, Eagle Scouts also that have done a lot of projects for us. So they also spread the word of, what our wish list is, which is the needed items for the cats and dogs.
And the community has been very good to us. I mean, when we put a post up on the Facebook page that we're short food, people call Amazon and Chewy and send food donated to the rescue.
Or just bring it down. They bring
They'll
the towels
bring it
down and
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's really fantastic.
Yeah.
So now I was also thinking, I know you shared with me beforehand about you got your goal, as far as getting a place that you own and so on. You were telling me how much you have to be put down and everything else. So if you could share that number with us.
Yeah, the cost of commercial buildings, and from what I'm told from the realtors, with a commercial sale, you have to put down a minimum of 25 to 30%, not like a regular. So with the buildings we're looking at, we're talking about having to come up with a minimum of $250,000 for a down payment.
have a nonprofit. We don't
Right.
make any. We don't make anything when the adoptions happen.
Right,
and-
exactly. I see. And you also mentioned somebody that actually made a pretty nice donation to you. Who was that?
Yeah, that was the.
I'm sorry, I did too. Something with a D, but I don't remember.
I'm sorry.
It's
I just went
okay.
blank. I just.
It's all right. I know. Yeah, I know. It told me, and that's why I was asking him because I drew a blank.
Yeah, but they were very generous. Had heard about our story, called us up, and actually came up with a donation of $50,000 towards a new building, which is a very nice start.
Yeah.
But, you know, little ways to go, and that's what we're looking for, people in a position to help us that love animals and can save and continue. Let us continue
Right.
what we love to do.
To understand that we're not a kill shelter. We're not going to put any animals down.
Right.
If there's an animal that needs to be worked with, or a cat that's a little difficult, or a dog that might be a little more difficult, we're going to take the time, we're going to take the patience. We're not just going to say, okay, no, we're going to work with you and we're going to make everything better.
No, that's great. I mean, that's, you know, and I hope that, you know, our viewers are watching, taking this in, and if, you know, any of you out there are able to support them in any way, shape, or form, or know somebody that perhaps could be of assistance in any way, shape, or form in any level, that would be wonderful. Now, how much time do you have there?
Well, the mall is not renewing our lease and would actually have us out by January 31st.
Of this coming January?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't give us a lot
Much
of time.
time at all. It's like 80 cats to, you know, displace, figure out, you know, we're just, what do you do? We're not going to just put them outside.
Right.
Yeah, that's
We
our,
need a location.
That's our problem, the biggest problem at the moment. You know, 17 months we planned to move into the other store, and then they gave us 4 months to leave.
Right, so folks, did you hear that? They have to be out by the end of this coming January. So this is urgent. So if anybody out there is, you know, hearing and listening to this, any ideas, please reach out to them. Actually, you know, if you don't mind sharing contact information, and we'll contact, you know, we'll put that information towards the end of the show again. But if they wanted to like contact you as soon as they see the show, where can they contact you?
They can contact us by phone, you know, at 516-832-8200. They can email us at info@pets4luv.org, and that's info at PETS4LUV.org. Or if they're local, we would be more than happy if they could stop by down at the mall, where it's 1504 Old Country Road in Westbury, right inside the old Fortune Off Mall, and see and learn what we do.
That's fantastic. Yeah, so please, any way you could help, you had information. I'm going to put the information we put back, you know, towards the end of the show. So definitely keep an eye in any way, shape, or form to help these folks out.
We're hoping for that Christmas miracle.
Yes, we
Yeah,
are.
and then you got to keep hope alive. It's the last thing to die,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so actually, let me ask you this. I know it started about 10 years ago, but what made you, you know, start this foundation? I mean, was there a particular story that led you to this, or?
You have a gift. You have a gift with animals.
Yeah, God gave me a gift with animals. I connect with them much better than I do with people.
I can understand why.
But I've been doing rescue my entire life. I think literally the first thing my mother taught me was how to bottle feed baby squirrels and birds.
Really?
When I was young, it was still legal to have a monkey as a pet. My mother belonged to the Simian Society, and we helped rescue, foster monkeys. I grew up with silver-tip woolies, spider monkeys, capuchins,
wow.
and I've been doing it ever since. And I just decided to go. Actually, I decided to go on a much bigger scale because I ended up doing, you know, small out of the house. But then I happened to be passing long story short, when a dog got hit by a car, and people ended up donating, and I raised more money than the actual medical costs were. So that's when I went official with, you know, doing all the paperwork to have it become a 501c3, you know, nonprofit rescue, and then just grew from there. But it's just, it's my passion, and I went to rescue a cat. I got a call from Mineola. There was a black and white cat, and this is absolutely true story, and it reminds me why I do it. But they said it looked like it was dying in the bushes. The complex had several people trying to get it out of the bush with food and everything else, and I got there to see if I could help, and I said, we'll see what we can do. It's in the bushes, can't really put a trap in there.
Right.
And I leaned down, looked at it, and I actually got on my knee and started talking to the cat. And God is my witness, the cat just got up, walked out of the bushes, and actually jumped right into my arms. I had to actually walk it over to the carrier and put it in. It's just amazing, I don't know any other way to put it than it was a gift that was given to me.
Tracy's right. You get
Yeah,
that
because
touch.
he does.
Yeah.
You could see it daily there.
Wow, that's great. I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's just, and they give me as much as I give them.
I'm sure.
They have gotten me through bad times, hard times in life. No matter how bad my day is, I go to the rescue and I just sit with them, and all the horror just fades away.
Right. That's a beautiful story. Hope you have many more to come.
Yes, please, thank you.
Hoping.
And Tracy, what's your story? What made you?
I'm a huge animal lover. I have animals myself. So once I work with disabled adults, and I have to find them a lot of volunteer jobs. And to be honest, a lot of places don't want the guys to stay working for very long. I mean, I've been doing this for 20 years, my job, and they're usually put down or asked to, please don't come back, or this is not working out. And when we came across this rescue, it was open arms. All of my individuals were welcomed with open arms to volunteer, to feel free to do what they wanted, whatever they felt like doing there, and not pushed. And they just fell in love with the place, working there, volunteering, being able to help the animals, feed them, clean them. Even the orientation packets or any papers that we have, stapling, filing, anything they want to do. And he welcomes all of them with open arms, like all the groups. We have day programs, and they instead of going out and wandering the mall all day and shopping, they have a purpose. They come there for a purpose, and they don't want to leave. Right, Donna? It's very hard to get you out of there when we go there to volunteer. She doesn't want to leave. She just wants to stay. It's daily. It's their job. So we have multiple groups also. Let's say 60% of our volunteers. The groups are going to lose this place to go also.
Right.
That has never turned them away. That has never said you can't be here.
Wow. So Donna, what's your favorite part of the day then?
I sit with the animal, sitting with the cats.
What do you do with them?
I play with them, and pet them in the rooms.
Yeah.
And there were also a lot of animals that if I have a higher energy level, they're going to run from me. Where she has no fear. She's just going to go right over to them. She's going to talk to them, pet them, and it's...
And they almost sense that.
They sense it.
They
Feed them,
sense
don't
that.
forget about
They
feeding
really
them.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And feed them.
That's fantastic. That's great. Yeah, it's wonderful that again you provide an opportunity and provide a place for where, as you were just explaining, where other places they're not necessarily welcome. But here you provide that space and an opportunity for them to share
With no judgment.
experience.
That's what really gets to my heart. There's
Right.
no judgment there.
Oh, that's great. So yeah, so it's not just about the animals here. It's like it's a family that you really have here, within this community, which is it's great, and it's providing people an opportunity to
Yeah.
also be part of that. When you rescue these animals and put them in a place where now they could be part of a family now, as well when they get adopted.
Yes.
And that's fantastic. And I know I have friends who do work in various different ways with animals, and helping certain populations that are times where they're very alone, and they bring a pet and completely
Pet
changes.
therapy is amazing.
Yeah, completely changes their life in so many ways, and they share the stories of what it's done, and they see what it's done for their mom and for their dad. And that's wonderful when you're able to kind of create that symbiotic, relationship.
We have a couple of senior programs that come in, and they just come in and they sit and they socialize with the cats. And we
Yeah.
also have the reading program. So kids come in and they read to the cats and they read to
Really?
the dogs. Yeah, we got a donated bookshelf from a Girl Scout troop, and they donated a bookshelf and built it, and then donated books, and they just come and sit in the rooms and socialize. They're just reading to the cats or reading to the dogs.
Yeah, that we have as young as 6 years old reading,
Yeah.
and a couple as young as I think 89 or 90.
Really?
They come in just to read. They can't do the regular volunteering. They come in, sit in the rooms, and just read to them for hours. It's a two-way street. It's
Well, it
amazing
seems like
to
it's
see.
multiple streets. You know, and that's
Lots
great,
of
and that's
money,
really
yeah.
encouraging, and it's stories like this, and it's groups such as yours, and that is providing such a providing so many needs, multiple needs for so many people and so many groups, and that's fantastic to be able to see that, and we'll definitely like to find a way that others out there that are hearing this story and hearing what you're doing are able to support you in that way. And I believe there's a lot of people out there that do. They just probably don't know. So hopefully this is providing that kind of exposure for you all to
Yeah,
be
we
able
just
to.
want people
I
to
hope
know.
so, 'cause
So we're not well known, and we'd like to be well known.
Yeah,
We're not big company, town stuff.
right.
It's hard.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm as you're talking, I'm like, thinking about, if you're able to get maybe some concerned council member or some kind of elected official that may be able to put this out there. Of course, so many people out there that are animal lovers, and they definitely have a heart, and they have I have a lot of friends who do feel that way. So I'm definitely gonna point them out to them about you.
Thanks,
and
that
tell
would be
them about you.
appreciated.
Yeah, because I think they will love to hear about something like this and be able to support in any way, shape, or form, because they love animals, and they really have a heart for them and are very compassionate in that regards. So
Yeah, and they're the ones that would understand, because we literally, when we bring them in from wherever, injured or off the street, we literally sit down and we tell them that they're safe. It's going to get better from here. And we're going to give them a better life and the forever home they deserve. And right now we're scared.
Right.
We don't know if we can keep that promise.
Right.
And it's...
Do you keep track of the people or like have the information of the people that you've given the animals to that have
Yes.
adopted them?
Yes, and we keep in touch with most of them too.
You
Either-
do?
Yeah, either they'll email us or we'll contact them, but usually they'll email us and send us silly pictures and
Okay.
let us know updates and
Yeah.
Are they aware of what's going on?
Yes.
Okay. Because hopefully they be able to be part of that system in helping getting the word out. Helping getting other types of support or donations, whatever it may be. And if you work as a group, as a team, I think that
our motto, which is on the back of the shirt, bringing families together one rescue at a time.
I like that.
And we want to be with the people for the life of the pet.
Yeah.
We offer, when you adopt, free nail clippings for life, low-cost vaccine programs, medical assistance in the future when they get older.
Wow, that's a lot.
We have a senior program where, the way we look at it is if we take in a senior pet, we are now responsible for caring for it. So in order to be able to get a senior home, like we just recently got a 17-year-old cat a home. But under the senior program, the person has to officially adopt, promise to give it love and a home for the rest of its life. But for taking on the responsibility of a senior, Pets4Luv actually pays the entire medical for the rest of its life. So they
just
don't have
so
to
it
worry.
has a beautiful home and
Right.
is happy.
The way we look at it is we took on the responsibility, we pay the medical bills. Does that pet stay in a room or in a home for whatever life it has left? And there's plenty of people out there with good hearts, but the fear of, an expensive veterinary bills the first couple of years is what stops them. So we get a lot of seniors adopted that way.
Wow.
Being a nonprofit, there's no income.
I know.
It goes in a rotating a clock. Cat comes in, has to get fixed, has to get shots, has to, we test it out, and then it gets adopted, and then that money for the adoption goes for the next cat, and it's a complete circle.
I'm just sorry. If I'm blinking out, I'm just
You're
like my
fine.
mind is like wheeling. I'm like thinking of possible contacts that I could forward your way to help support you on this wonderful endeavor. It's great, and I love your motto. It's
Thank you.
it's really
But
really
and I can't thank you enough for giving us this opportunity to help spread the word.
Oh, of course. It's the least I could do. But this is what this show is all really about,
Well, we thank you.
and being
Fur
there for
babies
each other.
all thank you.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. And any last thing that you want to share with our viewers here, please, take this moment to do so that perhaps I missed.
No, you've covered everything. We're just asking for that Christmas miracle. Anybody that can help. And our biggest dream is being able to purchase and own our own building. But anybody in the area, please come down and visit us and visit our fur babies. See all the little ones that are looking for their forever homes.
Well, thank you so much for coming on our show, Donna, Tracy, and Dave. And to our viewers, I just want to say thank you for for another episode of Conversation with Dr. De Silva. Till next time, happy holidays to all of you.